Alright, we're continuing off on Marine Corps uniforms. Joe, take it away.
Alright, Chris, this is the M44 Camouflage Utilities. It's basically a culmination of the first two camouflage uniforms we saw, the P-42s and the Paramarines. And the main problem with them was, like we said before, the pockets. And they've pretty much got it straightened out with these. Basically, it had the Marine Corps buttons to button up the jacket and the sleeves, but they used the metal snaps for two giant chest pockets. Alright, excellent. And when you see photographs of guys wearing these, you can literally see, like, the K-ration box bulging out of them.
Okay.
You know? Very big pockets. Excellent. You know? Some people say that these were not worn in combat. I totally disagree. I have found photographic evidence of it, but it's usually more rear echelon troops. Now, there was not much of a rear on places like Iwo Jima, but I have found artillerymen, mortarmen, grade registry, chaplain, clearly wearing these uniforms, no doubt. But not so much the rifle companies, I don't think. You know, I guess it was more the rear guys who kind of got the newer uniforms. This was the newest thing. The only places I've seen them photographed was, you know, in 44, 45, Marianas Islands, and Iwo Jima. And a lot of them that you find are usually in pretty good shape, which usually tends to tell you, you know, they didn't see much combat. They're not coming back all beat up or stamped with stenciled with their name or invasion markings and patches and such stuff. But they were good, again, reversible. Again, Herringbone Twill, frog skin. This is the 44 uniform, like I say, culmination of the first two Camo uniforms. Even going back to the 41 utility, which was their main uniform, you know, those pockets stunk too. They had straightened out the pocket thing. The interesting thing to me is, this is the first uniform really, other than the Paramarine one, no EGA on the chest.
Why is that?
I don't know. Probably a cost factor. By 1944, man, the war effort is in full swing. But a thing like that just gets tougher and tougher for them to do, you know. All right, obviously, matching pants. Again, big pockets. Snaps on. The pockets actually go in both sides and wrap all the way around. Turn around, Chris. To the ass. It's a giant ass pocket. See it? Why you want to put stuff in here and then sit on it is beyond me. There you go. Our hands are touching it. You know, it's one giant pocket. Big snaps to hold everything in. Oddly enough, they put grommets in to put suspenders through. I'm not sure why, because the suspenders were meant to hold up
the cartridge belt.
Right. And all the gear attached to it. So that I'm not actually sure why that's there. There are 3 different patterns of these pants. I've read several publications that say there are 2. I clearly have 3 different variations in my collection, and Chris will do a better job of photographing them later.
Yeah, you'll get a good close-up of the uniform, the jacket and the pants.
All right. Short-lived. Some photographs of rear troops on the Marianas Islands and Iwo Jima, but that's about it. And again, probably because of the fading of the color, that camouflage wasn't, the textile industry wasn't quite there yet. You know, as we see later in the war, post-war Korea, we don't see much camouflage for a while, you know.
And of course, it's reversible.
It's reversible, pants and jacket, always reversible. The Marine Corps camouflage, all of it. They went back to the Marine Corps buttons, though, if you see. They got away from the snaps, back to the Marine Corps buttons.
5 buttons. All right. What are the other 2?
Just they're all variations. I'm imagining it was contractors. We just changed them up. If you notice here, it has slits to put your belt through it.
This one has the slits.
Yet some, it has 4 snaps holding the pockets closed. This particular pair has 3 snaps. Oh, that's backwards. Show the front first, I guess. It shows 3 snaps holding the pockets closed, and it has belt loops, and it has string ties through the ankles. I guess to blouse them, to get away from wearing leggings.
Yeah.
You know? That would be the purpose of those.
Yeah.
Well, the first pair didn't have
Okay.
the blousings.
That's a second. And the last one?
And the third pair I have are slightly different than the first two as well. It has belt loops, and it goes. This one has 4 buttons holding the pockets in place, and it has the strings through the ankles for blousing the pants.
Okay.
So you have 3 slightly different variations of the same pair of pants. I'm assuming, I don't know, contractors.
Yeah. Could be.
You know, different contractors made it slightly different.
And lastly, the hat.
Oh, and the hat. Now, this is not a contracted hat. The Marines did not, the War Department did not contract a company to make these. Some soldier, sailor, Marine would have gotten his old uniform, found a tailor, had them made up.
Oh, wow.
And that's what this is. Probably an old 42 Camo uniform. You know, stick your EGA on it.
Of course.
Again, Americans, we love ball caps, so that was number 1. Make it out of camouflage, put your EGA on it, and the Marine loves it. You can probably sell that, trade that.
Yeah. And that,
not necessarily reversible,
not reversible,
but clearly made out of reversible
Yeah.
material. And again, being made out of HBT is such a soft, comfortable hat, you know. You fold it up, it sticks in your pocket, you know, in your back pocket. You see lots of photographs of guys wearing them backwards under their helmets, not necessarily the camouflage ones, but the hats, the utility hats in general, you know, they were loved, definitely. Yeah, you see these on the collector's market occasionally. Be careful of fakes, you know, modern camouflage material. You could tell the World War II weave, you know, but they're around. You see them.
All right. Let's take a quick close-up on the jacket and the pants, and of course the cap. All right. Here's a close-up look of the jacket. Marine Corps buttons. Big huge chest pocket. And of course it's reversible, so it goes on the other. Kind of, looks like the inner, this would be the inner pockets if it's reversed onto this, the inner pockets. I'll take a close-up look at the twill. Alright, and same thing. I'm not going to reverse it, but you get the idea.
Okay, like we said, there's 3 different variations of the 44 camo pants. We can see on the first one here, we have 4 buttons holding a larger pocket flap down, slits for the belt, and no blousing strings through the ankles.
Okay.
They're all still reversible. That didn't change. This one here is a smaller pocket flap with 3 snaps holding it closed, belt loops, and the drawstrings on the ankles for blousing it. And the third one has the large pocket flap with the 4 buttons, belt loops, and the drawstrings. 3 different variations.
And it was just said within the book that you have, there's only 2.
I have several books who say it.
But now there's 3.
I have 3. When I bought the original jacket, it came with these 2 uniforms. I found this one several years later. It's a single purchase of pants. And you can see the camouflage is slightly different. This pair was obviously worn. There's stains, there's rips.
Yeah.
The strings are coming out a little bit. But the other 2 are much cleaner, much better shape, no tears and as much fraying in them.
All right, let's take a last look at the hat.
And the hat, like I said, not an issued piece, but definitely a sought after piece if you could get someone to sew one up from.
Yeah. So for collectors, finding this type of hat with the EGA,
Eagle Glow Maker,
and just seeing this, it's a unique item.
Unique item, yeah. I knew several veterans who had them, and they would not ever give them up. They wore them every day, you know. No different than my son wears his, you know, favorite baseball team cap on his head, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I knew a Navy CB from the Philippines who had one. It looked just like that one. No EGA in the front, obviously, but it was the same hat.
Okay.
And you can see the seam for the giant back pockets on them. You know, that was sort of an ass pocket.
Yeah. I wonder why.
I wouldn't want to be sitting on my K rations.
I know. All right, let's take a look at the next uniform.
Okay.